Hey guys, Arik from Vikom Media here, and welcome to our new series on how to make a video game. We're going to be using Yo-Yo Games, is Game Maker 8. It allows you to create 2D games easily, and anyone can get started. But you can, if you put a lot of effort into it, make actually really good games and eventually online games. But on that topic, most people have the idea of either making an online or MMORPG game to start off with, and that's a bad idea because you need a solid understanding of all the elements used in game design and your game engine, even if you're an experienced developer. If you're working in a new engine, you want to start simple. So this tutorial series will help you because we're going to be making our own game, so that's pretty sweet. First you need to download Game Maker, so go to the link in the sidebar and click here, and then here, and then here. And then you should have the pop-up to download it, save it, and then run it. And it'll install Game Maker, and then it'll have a link on your desktop looking somewhat like this. Double-click that, open it, and you will have this window pop up. But for the first time you run it, right here will be a box asking you if you want to use the advanced mode or basic mode. You can choose which one will work for you. Basic mode just hides some of the features, and if you're new it will probably help you because it'll reduce confusion. But I'm going to explain everything in this part of the series, the whole layout, and that's basically it for this episode, if that's appropriate to call that. And then next ones preceding this one, we will be making our game. But first, leave in the comments below this video what type of game do you want to make. Sorry, not what type. What game do you want to make? Yeah, what type? Like a dungeon crawler or a brick breaker game. Games like that are the best to start off with. So you tell me and we'll make that game, whichever one is the most popular. So leave your vote, or you may be making a game that you don't want to. So I'll start explaining. With all programs, you have the menu bar. You have File, Edit, Resources. File, Edit, Standard, but the stuff in there isn't always there. In other programs, Resources, Scripts, Run, Window, and Help. I will be explaining all that. Then here is your library of resources in your game, basically. And then there's subfolders and these. I will explain everything, so don't worry. Here is some shortcuts, basically, because you can get to them other places. And then here is basically your work area where all of the windows open. So let's get started here. So File, you have the New, Open, Recent Files. Pretty standard. Save, Save As. When you save a file this way, though, people that don't have Game Maker won't be able to play it. If you want them to play it and they have a Windows machine, tell them to or do this and then send them the file. They'll be able to run it on any Windows computer, presumably. And then publish your game will publish it to your Yo-Yo Games website account, so people can play it from there. It's great for getting feedback if you're just developing your game, so that's pretty cool. People can rate it, and it can even be featured, so that's pretty exciting there. Great way to get publicity. Import and export resources. You can have like a sort of template game for certain features in a game, let's say online capability if you're more advanced, but you don't want to retype all that code. You just export it and then you import it to any game that you want the online and then modify it from there. Advanced mode, this will show your mode that you're currently in. If you're basic mode, then it'll say basic mode. By clicking this, you have the option to go to the other mode. See, simple mode. I want to go back to advanced mode. Then preferences, some preferences you can look through here. Script, so on. And then editors, so that's pretty cool. But be careful because this will load slower and it might slow down your progress, so be careful about that. Now here in the edit menu we have, let me select sprites. We have the create sprite. Basically this is just a create button, and depending what section you have selected, it'll change to create sound or create sprite or create object, depending on what you have selected. Now create group will create a subgroup in your selected folder. So basically it all depends on what you have selected. Duplicate will duplicate the library object that you have selected, not folders though. Delete will delete it, rename. Properties will show the the window for it. Find resource if you want to search it, that's useful. Show object information will show information about that object in sort of a dialog box, I guess you could call it. Create, same as this button except it shows you all of them. These three are same as these three, which I will explain in a bit, and then these, don't worry about them until later. Scripts, you can import scripts or export all of them. Show built-in functions if you want to look up something. It's quite useful. For variables it's very useful actually. If you need to recall something that's set by the engine. This is all very self-describing. Then here, run and run in debug mode. Run will just run the game how you would run it in if it was an executable. In debug mode, it will run it with a sort of analysis window that you can observe the instances of objects in the room and such. Window, you can cascade or close all the windows in here and help. There's some tutorials, more online, and blah blah blah. Now this you can tell from the icons, and these are quite self-explanatory, but I'll go over a couple of them. Sprites. Sprites are the images used in your game that the objects will sort of parent. If you want something to look like a image, then you need the sprite of that image. Then objects are the objects that are placed into your room. Rooms are what are displayed. And paths is what stuff follows. Backgrounds are the backgrounds used in rooms. And I'll use everything and explain it as we go in the series. Game information is sort of like help that you can make pop up, but if you want a higher quality game, I suggest doing it otherwise. Global game settings, some settings that you can set, and you can change the icon in the loading bar. And that is all the time I have for this segment. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks guys, and like the video.